If you are sitting in an academic counselor chair, then people expect more than your advice. They want someone who will truly listen, understand, and make them feel better. But what kind of listening you are required as an academic counselor? Is simply paying attention enough, or is something deeper involved for your student? Hello, my name is Dr. Lokesh, and I am an academician and the communication coach that help the number of students in on a regular basis to make them feel good and comfortable in their communication journey. Today we are discussing a very important point that is not only helpful for an academic counselor but also in different department and the organization where a important active listening play a very significant role to make them your student and parents feel good. What your student wants from you, they have a number of questions in their mind and they approach to you and they have a question about their subject chosen, academic performance, career planning, future options. But what you do about the same? If a student comes to you in significant manner understanding, ma'am, sir, I am have these problems, then as a academic counselor, what do you do? So today we will discuss about active listening play a significant role as a academic counselor that you should possess, and before giving your advice you should focus on it. When a student comes to you, they have a number of questions, number of problems, number of objection in their mind. But when they comes to you, you should ask them to give their pure understanding about their message. You should analyze their different options that are running in their mind, that are prevailing in their mind. You should try to observe their situation, their concern, their goals as a academic counselor. You should try to understand their perspective, their knowledge about the subject, and many more that you should try to figure out, and then you should start answering your questions. But what we are talking about? We are talking about a very important skills of the communications, that is the active listening. Active listening not only helpful for academic counselor, but it is helpful for all those people who are find it difficult to solve the problem, whether it's related to themselves, whether it's related to the department, and whether it's related with their colleagues, their subordinate, and many more. So if a student comes to you and you need to understand their perspective, their problems, their situation, first of all, you don't rush to answer them. You should follow on the five important things that I'm going to share with you. First of all, you should focus on their attention about their future plans, their future goals that they are having their mind. You should try to identify what are their key career objectives, what are their key career planning that they want to pursue. Then you should identify what are the questions that will help them to move in a particular direction of their chosen career. You should try to ask relevant questions that are beneficial for you as a counselor and beneficial for them as a learner. After identifying all these information, then you should respond them thoughtfully and respectfully. For example, if a student comes to you and asks that, sir or ma'am, I have a number of questions in my mind. I'm not able to figure out my careers, how I can identify my true potentials, how can I discuss about my career choice. Please guide me. So, You should ask three important questions for these reasons. First, you should focus on what is the actual interest of the student? What is the career option they have considered so far? What are their strengths and habits which help them to figure out their most important career option that they can choose about their life, about their careers. These questions not only about give them their true information, their true feeling, their true perspective. It will help you to design your answer as an academic counselor that you can deliver them and give them a particular direction in which they can work significantly. So, active listening is very much important for an academic counselor, and they can help them, student and parents, to understand their perspective, their problems, their concern on a very higher level. Because it is a question not about the career, it is not, it's a question not about the subject, it is a question about how they choose their subject, how they choose their careers. Because once you give them a peaceful advice, that will help them to move in direction. If you are giving them a wrong advice in a wrong proportions, then their career might be a wrong track. If you choose and give them a very significant and important advice that is based on their subject chosen, their interest, their abilities, then it will be very fruitful for them and they will thank you. They will take admission. They will take significant amount of information from you about the subject, about the career they want to choose. Because right now there are number of career options are rising significantly, and students are trying to adopt new courses, students trying to adopt new things. So right now there is a process of counseling. There is a admission process is going on in every college and every university, and many more things are covering in that. But as a counselor, you are sitting on a very responsible seat that will help you to design your own abilities that you can handle or hand over to your prospective student and the parents. So thinking in an active listening thinking in an active listening mode will help you to better your communications with your student, with your parents, will help you to make them feel good, make them feel understandable, and you can build a good rapport with them. So you should focus on learning your active listening. You should focus on right now. You should focus on at this moment if you are really seated on a seat of active counselor, or you are playing the role of active counselor, or you are really interested to be a good listener. So this is for you that you can build your knowledge in a very good area where not only you are giving a peaceful advice to your student, your parents, but it will help them to choose a very significant careers that enrich their options, enrich their knowledge, enrich their subject concern, and they will be more thankful to you. So, active listener is very important part of your job, or you can say that you must be active listening in your true journey. So through this video I will like to share that you will be a very good communicators. You would be a very good communicate you can have a very good communication skill, but at this moment you must try to be a very good listener. 90% of listening situations are important to resolve 10% of the major or very big problems. 90% listening will help you to solve your 10% problems, because the problems start when you don't listen. Problems start when you are rushed to give them advice. Problems start when you are imposing your own thoughts without listening them. So this is all about active listening that you can in, involve in your day-to-day communication. You should focus on listening because listeners are very good speaker. What you listen, you become in a very good manner a good listener. So listening is important. Listening is important for everyone. It is not about academic counselor. It is for each and every person who are sitting or who are involved in giving them a peaceful advice or sharing the information about, say, suppose a project, about, say, problems, about, say, relationships. So everywhere you must listen them. So before reacting, before responding, you should think in a very informative way that you want to deliver. If you have any problem, then you think what kind of advice that might be helpful for this person as a student, as a parent. Am I giving my advice in a very good ground or is there any flaws? So you must be very attentive in your response. So it's all about this. It's all about this message. And this video is definitely for active listener who want to increase their active listening and to become a very good communicators in their day-to-day life because listening is important and listening solve many problems that you have. So thank you very much for this time. Have a nice day. We'll meet you in the next video. Till then, take care.